Hey, it's Dan McDonald here, and today we're going to be talking about how to start a raw food diet. And I know I said I was going to take some time off from social media, but the love has been overwhelming, and I sure appreciate that. And I know that the whole world went off the rails in 2020, and a lot of people have lost friends and family members and all that because the world is being divided by one side is aware of the truth and the other side has been psyoped into oblivion or brainwashed, as it's classically termed. And so there's a lot of friction and division. I wouldn't worry about it too much. But what I've done now is found a way to be in the center. There's a lot of certain things you don't talk about because it's the psyop is an unconscious programming. Operation Mockingbird, it's been going on for a very long time. And so if you are not aware that you're being programmed, then you're being programmed and you're not aware of it. Can you dig it? So today we're going to talk about how to start a raw food diet, and it's very simple, and then I'll go into a few nuances, but it would be impossible for me to explain in depth. But that does give me a good chance to plug my little online class that I've got on my website, regenerateyourlife.org. I have a whole online school. And I did a program called Raw Kitchen Essentials. It's like a 3-hour-long class, and I really took the time to dive in deep on all the materials, the philosophy, the tools, the kitchen to start a raw living foods diet. But the thing is here's what I've learned after all these years, to be honest with you, and thank God, because it's the evolution of consciousness, because we all come from this gourmet background. You know, we all want to be a bunch of French chefs. Well, that's why we all get the King's disease, because we eat these complicated things and then we think we need to go from a complicated cooked food lifestyle to a complicated raw food lifestyle. And that, I will tell you, after 22 years is, you know, let's start at the end and work our way back to the beginning. Because I'll tell you, I'm glad that I learned about the dehydrator and all these tools. But now, my advice for how do I start a raw food diet was a question I got yesterday, and I felt the sincerity. I really want to do this, but how do I start? Do you want to know how you start a raw food diet? Right here. You cut this open and you eat it, okay? Or you eat a few bananas, or you make a banana, coconut water, and kale smoothie. Even that's a little bit complicated, but in other words, what I'm saying is, look at that beautiful avocado. You know, how to start a raw food diet, just eat some fruit. That's the easiest and best way to start a raw food diet, and it really doesn't have to be any more complicated than that. So, of course, now here's my personal philosophy, but it's really not that hard. You don't have to overthink it because you don't need a lot of tools. Here's what you need to start a raw food diet. And even this, you don't need. You don't need a knife and a cutting board, but these are the two most practical tools to start a raw food diet, okay? But you don't even need that, and the less tools, the better. Now, I have my whole career is based on this, and this, and this, and this, and a kitchen, you know, and a dehydrator, and a food processor. Now, all that stuff is awesome. I highly recommend that you do have those tools. You may want to entertain. You may need a transitional period. Yes, it's nice to have the philosophy of mono eating. That is the best way and the most satisfying way to eat. One food at a time until you're full. That is the best way to become thoroughly satisfied, and you will see that. You would think that it's these big complicated raw food meals or these big complicated meals with all your proteins, carbs, and fats, and salads, and mixtures, and everything else. In the end, you find out through experience, 22 years, that the best thing to do is just to cut open a tangelo or eat, 10 or 15 or 20 of these mandarin. See how, like, let's find an ugly one, okay? Let's find an ugly one. I got Instagram Live going here, and I've got a video going here. So I'm going to show you, like, where's a really ugly one? This one is ugly, okay? So I'm going to show the camera here first. It doesn't look like the perfect little store-bought mandarin, right? Look at that. I don't know if anyone can see it very well or not. But, it's like kind of ugly, right? It's not the prettiest thing you ever saw. Now, this kind of is the prettiest thing you ever saw. That's a tangelo. This is a mandarin. And here's another type of mandarin. So there's a lot of different types of citrus. There's a lot of different kinds. That's more of your traditional looking, whereas this one's a bit uglier. You see what I'm saying? So, but check this out now, though, okay? Now, it's ugly on the outside, but baby, look at that on the inside. Look at that. Seeds. Seeds are good. Those seeds are medicine. Those seeds are anti-parasitical, you see? So nature's really smart. And humans, not so much. But, so, how do you start a raw food diet? Eat some fruit. That's the simplest way, and that starts to galactivate the neurons in your brain and your biomemories. Organic is always best. I really have been on organic for many, many decades. It's more expensive, but if you value yourself and your health and your process and your life, you have to trust that the universe will provide. If you say organic is a priority because I have to avoid atrazine and glyphosate and other pesticides and have more nutrient-dense foods so that I can make this lifestyle possible, the fresher the food, the more the nutrients are bioavailable through the living water that is electrically charged through nature. And so the more minerals you get, the more vitamins you get, the more living water you get because it permeates the cells more deeply, and the better detoxification you get because this living distilled water that is organizes the subtle organizational energy fields at the nanoscopic level, the microscopic level, and the macroscopic level. So, how do you start a raw food diet? Just eat some fruit. Get into the practice of eating some fruit every day. Now, secondarily, we can get into all the fancy stuff. Now, in this personal experience, my parents bought me a juicer 30 years ago, and I started juicing every day. Unless I was homeless or whatever, then I couldn't do that. And I would store my juicer at my parents' or put it in storage or leave it at a friend's house or whatever. But then as soon as I had a little apartment or a little place to stay, I'd get the juicer out and start juicing every day. And so I had a Champion juicer. This is a Tri-Best Green Star juicer. And this is for us more modern people with a little more money who are a little more advanced on the journey, is to the daily juicing habit, because that starts to hydrate, mineralize, and detoxify the body. And it starts to, again, calibrate the system. It's also very enjoyable. Plus, the food is, you can concentrate more food into the juice and drink that back and saturate, because the food is swag. The monocrops, no more biodynamics. I mean, we really need to get together here, folks, and really start supporting organics, biodynamic, supporting those farmers, buying their foods, telling them to grow more, you'll buy more, and making sure you support farmers and stuff, because the mono-agricultural, chemical conglomerate is trying to push out all small business, as a matter of fact, and they want it to be all just one totalitarian Amazon that runs the whole world. So we've got to support those small farmers, become one ourselves if we can, and grow our own food, or just grow some herbs in the backyard or something. You know what I'm saying? Just anything that we can do to move in the direction of having some food security and nutrient-dense, non-poisonous food, because when the soil is healthy, the plant is healthier and doesn't need any sprays. And then the healthier the plants, the healthier the humans, okay? And so I recommend, you know, for a little microscopically more advanced, because if you're in nature, you're not going to be drinking juice. So you want to get used to, and I love fruit mono meals at the beach, or just going to your friend's house that has oranges and you go there, you rip a couple off, you tear them up, you get all, you know, sticky all over, it's all over your face, it's all over your hands, and then you just take a shower, you know, or whatever. I mean, you can't eat an orange, or like if you rip open one of these tangelos with your bare hands, you're going to have sticky hands. And then you just wash your hands. And so learning, and that's the best way to really eat. Now me, I'll admit it, I'm a juice addict, but I also stay thin, healthy, energized all year round, okay? So the daily juicing habit is really good to start the system and getting that as a habit, because then you're getting hydrated, you're getting mineralized, you're getting energized. And when you have like juice for breakfast, you can start displacing coffee, and you can start to activate the microbes in your gut to start to slowly change and transition into a more natural, plain whole foods diet. Now, I've had a few comments the last few days, and I use comments as reference points, but Dan, eat some meat, you're too skinny. You know, I am finally at this time in my life embracing the thinness. Because even if I ate animal foods and excessively amounts of foods, you know, I would still be thin. We all have to accept our own body type. You know what I mean? I'm a thin ectomorph body type. There's a lot of pros to that. There's a few cons. You don't look as physically fit, and you might not win a fist fight against a mesomorph or whatever, or a wrestling match. But you know, being thin as you get more mature is nice, because then you're light and you have a lot of energy, and it's just kind of nicer as you get more mature in age. But anyways, you know, you can gain weight on a live foods diet, there's no doubt. It's just that everyone needs to understand the context from which Dan McDonald is coming to you from. He's a meditating, you know, sort of a monk-ish, you know, kind of a gangster yogi for Christ kind of thing, you know, like old school gangster on the street, hood rat, you know, a lot of stuff. I won't say anymore, but I've had a past. But I am moving in the direction of, you know, a skinny little monk. But I still love my life. I'm cool to people. I love friends and dancing and playing music and having fun and working out and all that stuff. I'm just not in that phase right now. But hopefully a little bit later on this year, I will start some rebuilding again. And you can do that on the live foods, and there's the way to do that. Here's some Pyridine protein, okay? Like, it's my favorite way to get amino acids in concentrated form. I love the company, I love the people, I love the food, I love the versatility. That's going to be my next video. I'm going to be making some green goddess. Kind of have a deal going here with this nice lady. I get to, you know, sleep in a tent in the backyard, and I make juice and fill the fridge, and I run all the errands and keep the kitchen clean, because she's in the middle of writing a book and she has a deadline, just to let everybody know. And so today, what I'm doing is, oops, that microphone there. I'm going to be making some citrus juice. Can you dig it? I don't want to. Can you see that? I know I've got juicers and blenders in the way, but that's mandarins and tangelos, and this is oranges and lemons, okay? And so it's citrus season here, so I'm going to be using, this is another really useful tool here, is the citrus press. Whether you're making lemon or lime juice for your salad dressing, you actually get, obviously, you'll get more using this tool, the juicer, than you would if you just tried to squeeze it by hand. So that's also, these citrus presses are very good. There's the spinning ones. This is a Vitamix. I'll be using that in the next video. Make sure you subscribe to my new YouTube channel, Dan McDonald on YouTube. I'm going to be on my best behavior. And also, I'm on Rumble too, and I'm going to make some videos for Rumble that are, you know, just say whatever I want, kind of thing, like 25 years of vaccine research, okay, kind of thing. And then my favorite platform that you might really enjoy, where I really get to be myself and you really get to hear and see and feel the real Dan McDonald, that's on my Patreon Elite Video Club. That is a paid membership club, but I have really developed fantastic relationships over there with everyone on the Elite Video Club, and I really get to play and goof around and be myself and talk about whatever I want, because I use a video uploading platform that hasn't censored me thus far. So I'm going to be making citrus today. I'm going to be making a green goddess. So there's juicing, the daily juicing habit. A lot of people like to make smoothies. I'm more of a juicer because what I do personally, and you can take this as you want, but I like to drink like 2 or 3 juices in a daytime. I'll grab one here. Here's, for example, a little bit of an example here. So this is like a nice OJ. This is a nice green juice with pineapple, cucumber, cilantro, mint, and pineapple. I think I said that already. But so anyways, those are the juices. And so I'll drink 2 or 3 or even 4 of those 32-ounce jars of juice. Okay, remember this is 64. This is very practical for storing coconut water, or if you are the type of person that has these jars. I don't use these to store individual juices. This size here, 32 ounce. So this is another tool that's really, really useful, these mason jars, for soaking, sprouting nuts and seeds, which is very important, but I'll have to make another video later. This is just how to start a raw food diet. You really do want to learn how to soak and activate those nuts and seeds. And give me just one more minute, and we're going to talk about what I really feel about the raw living foods diet, my experience, okay? So that's a 32-ouncer, and this is a 16-ouncer. So my friend, she actually likes this size better because this is a little bit too much. Now, the thing is this is a little too small, but she was kind of wasting juice with this size. It was just too much. So the ideal size sometimes is the 24 ounces, but I can't find those jars anymore. I can only find these 3 sizes, the large, middle, and small. And there is a 24-ouncer, which for certain people that are a little smaller, lighter, tiny little ladies or whatever, or smaller guys, the 24-ounce would be better too. I'm a 32-ouncer for sure. This is like the perfect size meal for me. And I recommend it for most people because it's good to fill up. If you're going to do juice or a smoothie, it's good to fill up because you don't want to drink one of these at like 8 or 9 in the morning and then go to work, because like in an hour you're going to be hungry. But if you drink one of these, this will keep you going for 2 or 3 hours of juice or smoothie. So the daily juicing habit, any juicer will work. Use the one you got. And then when you get serious about it, when you've been juicing every day for 3 weeks or a month or 2 months, and you're like, okay, I'm going to invest, upgrade to something else. This is my favorite juicer. I've had amazing luck with these. This is the Green Star Elite. Amazing juicer. I love it because I can do all kinds of stuff. I can make pâtés and I can make ice cream. And my favorite thing to do for this that the other juicers can't do is I make coconut cream. I take coconut meat, put it through here, and out the bottom just comes this cream. By the way, for those of you that have the Green Star Elite, this Pyrex 32-ouncer, it actually does 48 ounces to the top. And so it makes it more convenient than, hold on a second, than this smaller one that comes with it. This one truly is the 32-ouncer, you see, which I use just for the pulp when I'm over here. If not, I'm over here at the sink, putting the pulp in the sink, taking it out, putting it in the compost, and putting it in the compost pile. But you see the difference in size. So anyone who's got an Elite, that is a great tip. The other thing that's really cool for juicing, I'm just going to do a full-on video here today. There's any kitchen supply store. And what you have here is it's a little wore off, but you can see the measurements. 1 quart, 2 quart, 3 quart, 4 quart. I cannot tell you how convenient that is, okay? So that is juicing. The daily juicing habit is awesome. And if you're really stoked, try to find one of my videos on Rumbles, and I'll make one soon about the 90-day detoxification protocol from Puradyne using the cleanse. I'll give you a 30-second thing because there's some people that may want to do this, because this is my favorite protocol for everything. Okay, I got the Core 4. I call this the Core 4 from Puradyne. Anyways, I've got a whole mess here. So the first thing is the cleanse. And there's some people also asking me, what do I do about constipation? You do this. You do the cleanse from Puradyne. It's got amazing herbs that help to break down the sludge, the biofilms, the mucoid plaque, and then it expands and carries it all out. If you're constipated and you haven't taken a good dump, try a few of these, then try a few more, and then if you're sure that you don't have any negative reaction, then just go for the big one. I'll do 16 or 24 of these, okay? Well, let me show you what I really actually do, is I take the cleanse powder, and then that expands, and if you really need to take a dump, and you haven't for a while, you've been eating too many avocados or too many nuts, or you've been stressed out, and you want to wash away all that stress and tension that builds up in the colon, first you just take half a tablespoon, and you're like, okay, nothing happened, because it's not an explosive, laxative. It's a gentle, nurturing, nourishing cleanser. So you don't have, you're not running to the bathroom 15 times a day thinking to yourself, I hate that guy, Dan McDonald, what a dick. It's very gentle, it's very easy. You're not going to be running to the toilet. It's just going to bulk up, and then the next day, 18 to 24 hours later, I noticed, boom, it just comes out, it expands, it pulls everything. You're like, oh, yes. So go slowly at first, but then as you work your way up, what you do is you take that orange juice that I had, and you mix orange juice, grapefruit, apple, grape juice, and low battery on the Instagram. Bummer, that battery is just gone on this iPod. So I'm going to be losing you guys soon on the Instagram. So I'll try to wrap up here too, but I could keep going. I want to do the Core 4. So first you do the cleanse with 16 ounce, it's hard to explain everything all in one thing. But anyways, I'm going to do the super simple version. First you take the cleanse, and then I have several videos on Rumble to get the detailed instruction, and then I will make more videos because I want people to know. It's like my version of the Master Fast or whatever. It's just a liquid protocol using the Core 4. So first you do the cleanse in the morning. Then you do the Purazyme and the herbal blood. The herbal blood is antiparasitic, antifungal. And then the Purazyme here is the blood thinner, anticoagulant, also helps to break up mucoid plaque and biofilms. So you take that with your second juice, and then third juice is the Pure Life probiotics to re-inoculate. So that's the super ultra simplified version. I didn't mean to turn that into a Puradyne thing. I've done that a lot of times, but it's just my favorite way to get the beginners started so that they have a structure. Okay, so first you got the juicer, but some people are like, I like the fiber and I can't afford to juice as much, so then you use the blender. If you don't have a juicer and you think that it's more economical, then use the blender for smoothies. There's nothing like just get some coconut water from Costco if you can't get the young Thai coconuts or you don't live in the tropics like I do. And you just take a few bananas and some spinach or some kale or some spirulina or whatever you want to do. The more simple the smoothie, the better. All these complicated smoothies are going to bog you down. Remember, if you want to succeed on the raw living foods path, the more simple the better. The more simple. The mono meals are the best. The mono juices. Then you make these green juice combinations that are scientifically designed. I'll be doing that today. I'm going to make 3 different green juice recipes today, and I'm going to try to film them all because this fast is kicking in, and pretty soon I'm not going to have nothing left, and I'm going to need to just stay in bed. But for now, I just wanted to get some real education out there. So I hope you understand. Get some smoothie recipes. There's so much information on the internet. It's all free, you know. And I have a recipe guide on my website, regenerate-your-life.org, with a bunch of smoothies in there, 100 juices, and all of my videos on Rumble, because YouTube took me down. Can you dig it? So I think you get the essence of it. There's the dehydration, not that important to start. There is the spiralizer, which is cool for like zucchini and cucumber noodles and stuff like that. Not that important. What I do, this is what Dan McDonald does, take this or leave it, but you know, I do juice, salad. And I take my Pyridine supplements faithfully. I'm healthier than a goddamn horse. But that's my basic lifestyle. And the reason why I do juice, salad is because I get the juice, I'm energized, because when you take juice, you just get pure energy. Then you get your work done. You get your work done wherever you're doing, whatever you're doing, because the fiber and stuff takes energy from the vital force. You take the juice, you get instant energy, you get energy in the brain, you get minerals, and there's no bogging down. So then you're like, oh, I don't even need coffee. You know, like orange juice is my coffee. If I need it, I'll drink liquid sunlight, you know what I'm saying, in a jar. And then, you know, so fruit juice, green juices, whatever you need. I don't have time to go into diabetes this and, you know, overweight that and all this stuff, detox this, you know, the details and the nuances, but just eat more fresh fruits and vegetables. Eat more fresh, whole, organic fruits and vegetables. And think about soaking your nuts and seeds. I've got quite a few videos on Rumble about that, but you got to dig through it all. Sorry, but I'm happy to go through all of it again. I will do all that for you guys because you're so loving and you're so kind and you're so awesome. And I see you and I feel you for the first time. The last couple of years was funky as hell for everybody. We all lost family. We all lost friends. We all lost followers. But we have to stand up. What do we see? You know, there's some people that don't, this is what they see. Other people are like, whoa, fraud, deception, lying, cheating. You know, I ain't taking that. No way. You're not going to coerce me with nothing. And they're like, you're killing my grandma. And it's like, you're delusional. So there was a lot of stuff, and I just got all funkified by it. Now I'm going to just be cool, stay in my lane, because I really want to help you, because I'm good at it. I believe in this. And here's the last thing I want to leave you with. I had to wait till the end. I didn't mean to, but you are a channel. And this living food keeps your channel clear. You are a channel of light. And this living food, when you eat raw, living, organized, structured, high vibrational, clean, pure, natural, plain, simple foods in simple combinations, when you're feeling right, do not eat when you're stressed, do not eat when you're vexed, meditate, take a walk, miss a meal, wait until your system comes back and you're at peace and ease again, and then eat in joy. That's the secret of the French. Okay? So you are a channel of light. And when you eat the living foods, that channel stays open. And when you eat the cooked food, it's all disorganized, it's dehydrating, and it is destructured, and the fiber is ruined, and the minerals are ruined. And so I'm not saying all cooked food is bad or anything like that. I'm just saying that the more living foods that you eat, the more the channel becomes clear, and then you really enjoy being all raw, because the channel just keeps, the light just keeps on flowing, and then when you eat a cooked meal, you feel it. You see it, you taste it, you feel it in your being, you can see that you're not as clear of a channel. So that's 30 minutes, how to start a raw food diet. I hope I got some of it, a little bit. It's like, I have so much in me, you know, and so much experience, and I'm so blessed. And living foods, raw foods, it's just my message to the world. It's not the be-all, end-all of everything. There's a lot of spokes on the wheel, and everything needs to be addressed. Sleep, exercise, you know, relationships, right livelihood. Your thoughts need to be managed well. But that'll have to be enough for now. I'm going to recharge the Instagram phone here, and we're going to do a couple more videos. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope that you prosper in every way, and that your channel becomes a divine channel for the goodness of all that is. Can you dig it? Thank you kindly. Have an awesome day. Subscribe, hit the thumbs up, leave me a comment, pump up my algorithms. Out.